Hey ladies and gents, we're back with Avorion and we are doing pirate shipyards. Now if you've noticed as you played the game, you'll see these things start popping up quite often. They are pirates, they say 4 ships of the whatever Zephylo pirates, and they'll have a shipyard in it. They'll have an actual station. There's two kinds here. There's going to be these ones that have 4 pirates, and there'll be these ones with 20. The 20 ships with a shipyard, usually those shipyards are quite a bit larger. And they have, for the most part, if you board them and take them, they have a lot of material on them. They'll have like anti-grav generators and that kind of stuff. Just like you take on any other station, they'll have a bunch of loot on them that you can take with your boarders. What this does by taking these shipyards, and I'm not going to mess with this one. Just the difference is this is just a much larger station and has loot on it. But what we're trying to do here is set up a factory at half the cost. Remember in the other videos is when you take a factory or take a station, you can turn it into another station for half the price. And that's where these little pirate shipyards come in really nice, really handy. There's a ton of them here. We're going to look at our trade here, and what we got coming up here is the processors. The processors are plus 30%. Now processors take about 5 different objects to build a processor. There's gold, there's platinum, there's microchips, there's transformator or semiconductors, that kind of stuff. Microchip is the most expensive, and once you go through your inventory, you'll find out that in this region of space, microchips are negative 20%. So you're going to be buying microchips at negative 20% of standard cost. So this is a perfect place to build a high-end factory at half price, or a perfect chance to build a higher end factory than, we've been making mines, we've been making simple stations and that kind of stuff, but this gives you a chance to start really making some big cash by turning these shipyards into a high-end factory. We will look at, for example, I have one here running. You probably saw this in that other video with the this was a not that one, this one right here, which is a medical supply factory. This was a factory, or a pirate shipyard that I took over and turned into a medical supply factory. I didn't add anything to it. I just simply bought everything from the NPCs, and that station right now is sitting at a plus 200 million credits. And I bought that. I created that station at half price. So that's why these pirate shipyards, and this is more for the the higher end players that you've been in here for a while, or playing the game for a while. But that station being able to turn it into a medical, it's already generated 200 million credits for me, and it was half off. So these little tiny pirate shipyards are great places to start building the more expensive, higher end factories. So what we're going to do here is we're going to choose. This one works out great because there's actually 3 asteroids here as well, which I can, if I want to later on, use to supply that processor factory, especially for the gold and the platinum. But we're going to jump in here, and I'm going to not show you the whole fight. The ability to pick up these little shipyards economically are great. Being able to take a station where we don't have to worry about what do we got here? We got more than, there's the shipyard right over there. So with that said, guys, I will do the fight, and then we will come back and look at this afterwards. Alright guys, we're back with we've taken the station, we've turned it into a defunct station. This pirate being where it was at, it was only 60 boarders to take it. So very easy boarding. No loot on it. Of course, this is the small pirate station. You want to get the big pirate station if you want the loot. But yeah, so this is the small one. We're going to jump into it, and we're going to look at creating a new processor factory. Yeah, that's exactly what it looked like. And I'm going to use my usual save designs, specifically the one here, and we're going to apply the design. We're going to turn, and we're going to rebuild it. So we are, I think, in advanced for the processor. The processor factory here cost me 19 million, or almost 20 million credits. Normally this would cost 40 million credits. So I'm getting the processor, of course, half price, or the factory half price. We're going to transform it. And now that we've turned it in here, we're going to crew it. which is going to be real simple here with this. Actually, I need just a few more than that. Yeah, we only need 11 mechanics. And there we go. Our processor factory is up and running. We're going to gain 30%. Now I have a couple options here. I can, of course, develop a factory chain to feed this thing, or I can just let the NPCs simply bring the material and let it process and make processors and sell them. And we're going to do that from the trade goods. Now you're going to see here what I was talking about earlier. So microchips are negative 21%, platinum and gold negative 11. The only one I'm really paying extra money for would be the semiconductors at plus 21%. But you can see the profit per production. So your normal mines are producing like between 2,000 to 3,000 plus at the plus 30%. This one's going to be making 21,000 every 8 seconds. Very nice. We're going to turn buy goods on. We're going to actively request, and we're actively going to sell. And since we're at plus 30%, we can turn this up a little bit more. Yeah, I mean, obviously you're gonna lose on this as well, but we're gonna try this at this for right now. We might have to upgrade the price or the amount of assembly lines too, depending on what they're going to be taking. So we're looking at almost 25,000 so 100,000 credits per minute once this is up and running. Unfortunately, since this was a fight here, we're in lockdown because of the fighting. So it's going to be 2 hours before this this factory is going to start producing processors, which is not a big deal. This is going to be probably one of our better factories. We got it half price, so we're golden. The other thing I usually do in a fight like this, I take at least one of their, for example, this one, I like to take at least one of the pirate ships that are in sector and capture it. Now, this only took 20 boarders to take this ship, but I'm going to leave this guy here for protection. This is going to be, I've upgraded him, obviously. He's not a bad looking ship, and this is generated by the game. I've added shields, added generators and stuff like that, and weapons, of course. So what we're going to do really here is pick up some crew, and we're going to leave this guy here to defend this station while I'm away. Typically you don't really have to worry about it too much, but every once in a while when you jump back in here to check the station, and you're going to end up getting into a possible event where we're going to get pirates jumping in, and then you're going to have you're going to want something here to defend it. This does not look like it's going to cost much to crew it. Yeah, hardly anything for crew, so it's going to work out perfect for what we're doing here. And we'll drop off a couple, yeah, there we go, and 2 sergeants. So we got this guy fully crewed, and he's going to be our defender here, because you're going to jump back in here every once in a while just to see how everything's going. And in that moment, you might end up with a fight, with pirates or whatever because of an event. So there we go. These small shipyards are a great thing to build these higher end factories, whether you're going to supply them with a factory chain or just simply let the NPCs feed them and sell them. So I'm looking at here roughly 25,000 possible credits per cycle, which would be roughly almost 100,000 credits a minute with this once it gets up and running after the hazard zone is off of it. So there you go, fellas. A little different thinking, a little different opportunities to make some more cash with these factories using these shipyards from the pirates. So with that said, guys, thanks for watching and have a good day.